Hi guys, my name is Irene and this is Hairy Lifestyle. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm just going to be taking you through how I make my shea butter mix. I've run out of shea butter and I have seen my kids running to my room asking for shea butter, asking for their body butter. So it's time to replenish my stocks. Over here, I have 4 shea butters and 1 cocoa butter. I usually import in bulk so that I can have a good stock so that I can use it over a long period of time, and it makes importing so much easier. But normally people come to me and I usually sell them a jar and they run out so quickly. So karibuni sana, that's what we are doing today. We are making shea butter, a shea cocoa butter mix. Now I've already heated my water. I've started heating my water because I need to melt this shea butter and I need to melt my cocoa butter. Once my shea butter and my cocoa butter are melted, then we can go ahead and whip them up, and I'll take you through all that. Maybe what I would like to do is just talk a little about the 2 butters that I'm going to be using. This is Ugandan shea butter. Ugandan shea butter is very different from the West African one. It's usually very soft in consistency. Think about room temperature butter, that's how it is. Over here, I have cocoa butter. I don't know if you can tell the difference. I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but the cocoa butter, I can tell you, it has a nice cocoa butter smell, but it's also a very, very, very solid butter. I mean, this butter is rock hard and this butter is soft. So that way they complement each other when you mix them together, because this one's going to be soft, this is hard, and so you get a very nice whipped butter that you can use both for hair and for body. I've always used this mix of shea cocoa butter for my kids ever since they were born. It's perfect for a newborn baby. All ages, all skin types. I've found it to be so useful. When we don't have shea butter in this house, when we don't have a shea butter mix in this house, and we use, you know, anything else, petroleum jelly, lotions, man, it just doesn't cut it. Once your body and your skin gets used to this shea butter mix, there's no going back. So I'm going to be using these 2 butters. Normally I'd also add mango butter or avocado butter. I don't have those. Those are usually just complimentary. These are my 2 go-to. And the ratio that I use, I'll use 2:1 ratio. So whatever amount of shea butter I use, I'll use half that amount of cocoa butter. So the shea butter is twice as much as the cocoa butter. And again, as I said, it's all about the consistency. This one is very solid and this one is very soft. Now, something else I also wanted to add is your shea butter mix. How you choose to mix your butters really depends on what you're trying to achieve. Are you dealing with dry skin, normal skin? Are you making a butter for hair? Are you making a body butter? Are you dealing with a newborn baby? Are your children a little older? Are you dealing with eczema? Is there anyone who has, you know, sensitivities? They have sensitivities, they have sensitive skin, or they have dry skin, you know, just our different skin types, yeah, and situations that we are in. That is what is going to help you decide which butters to use and which carrier oils to use, because different ones of them work for different skin types. I think also for me, I find the time of the year also tells me how to mix my butters. During the very hot months, January, February, March, when Nairobi is so hot, I can use more of the cocoa butter, the solid butter, because this one becomes very melty because of the temperatures. But around the cold season, like we are in now, from rainy season, May, June, July, cold season, I find that I want a more lighter butter because it's not as hot, and therefore sometimes I'll end up using more of the shea butter than the cocoa butter. So the time of the year also depends on how you're going, will like guide you on how you're going to mix your butters. Now for my carrier oils, the oils that I'm going to be using today, here I have glycerin. I usually like to add glycerin. It's very good for dry skin. Over here I have vitamin E oil. Vitamin E oil is good. It's also a preservative. This will make the butter not go bad because we're not adding any other preservative. So I'm going to be using vitamin E. I have here a new oil that I'm trying. This is ginger oil. Oh, I can't wait to use that. It has a very nice smell. It has a ginger smell. It is ginger oil that is, the ginger oil is like an essential oil that is diluted in almond oil. So almond ginger. And here I have a food grade extra virgin olive oil. Imagine I find it cheaper to buy it from the supermarket, the food grade one. If you buy the cosmetic one, for whatever reason, it's usually more pricey. So these are the 4 carrier oils that I'm going to be using today. So the first thing I'm going to do is melt my butters. I melt my butters by just putting them in hot water. You don't want to directly heat your butters because you do not want to denature them and lose the goodness that is in them. If you directly heat them, then you're gonna burn out or kill the vitamins and all that goodness that is in the butter. So how I do it is I just pour some hot water over the butter. The shea butter is very easy to deal with because it's very soft. It's going to melt very easily. The cocoa butter, I'm going to use a jug, makes it a lot easier so that a lot of it is in contact with the hot water. My butters are now fully melted. Here you go, you can see that. This is the shea butter. I changed my containers for a more effective melting process, and this is my cocoa butter, fully melted. I don't know if you can tell the difference in color. The shea butter has a much lighter color and the cocoa butter has a darker color. But now they are well melted and we are ready to go to the next step. This is the bowl that I'm going to be using. I decided to invest in a deep, big bowl. It makes it much easier for you to whip your butters. So I have this deep bowl that I'm going to be using as my mixing bowl. Here's my shea butter. I'm just going to eyeball this. I'm trying to get a 2:1 ratio. So for this amount of shea butter, I'm going to put about half of that of the cocoa butter. So here are our melted butters. One of the things that you need to ensure is that your butters are completely and totally melted. This makes it easier for everything to mix together. And that way, once you whip your butter, you will not end up with small granules or particles in there, and you'll have a much more consistent mix. It will be absolutely smooth. Here is our shea and cocoa butter mix. It's well mixed together. I'm just going to put this in the freezer and allow it to solidify about 75% of the way. I'm going to show you how solid it is. Then we can proceed to the next step where we are going to whip the butters as we add our carrier oils. So my shea cocoa butter mix is now ready. I can go ahead and start whipping it. You can see the consistency. I have a little bit of liquid and solid. Yeah, the top is solid. Inside is a little bit more liquid. That's the consistency I want it at. I don't want it to solidify all the way through. So we are now ready to start mixing this up. To whip it, I'm just going to use my handheld mixer. This is what I'm going to be using, and I'll use both ones so that we can go ahead and whip up this butter into a very creamy and nice consistency. Now I'm going to go ahead and start adding my carrier oils, starting with my glycerin. Guys, I don't use exact measurements in most of my preparations. I think it's an art. You feel it and you see how it's going along, and you decide how much of it you're gonna use of each oil. I usually like to just eyeball my stuff. Some of the vitamin E oil. I've added the ginger oil already. So some of this nice vitamin E oil and the olive oil. This will make the whipping a lot easier. seen it's been a bit tough because the butter is very solid, but now the carrier oils are going to make it easy to whip. So I've gone ahead and rested my butter. I put it back in the freezer for just a few minutes, like 20 minutes, for it to solidify. You can feel that it's a little bit hard, and then I'm going to now give it a second whipping. If I need to add some more carrier oils, I will go ahead and do that. And I am done whipping my butter. This is a double whipped butter. I whipped it once, put it back in the freezer, allowed it to solidify, and then I whipped it again, adding my carrier oils as I go along, depending on the consistency that I want. And I'm really happy with the results. I'm now going to go ahead and package this butter into my jars, and I am happy we have our beautiful, rich butter for hair, for body, for my family. We are sorted for the next couple of months. This is why I like doing this in bulk, because it takes me several months and my family is sorted before I need to do this again. So let me go ahead. I'm very happy with the results. And we are done. I have my beautiful butters here with me. I've gotten several containers, and the consistency of this butter is absolutely beautiful. As soon as I rub it into my hands, it completely melts. You can see that. So it's so easy to apply. It will make you just feel like the queen that you are, and it will make your children's skin, hair glow, absolutely glow. I hope you're gonna try this video. A lot of you haven't subscribed, but you're watching. I invite you to subscribe and join my little YouTube family. That is how you can support me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me. This is Irene. This is Hairy Lifestyle. Like, comment, share this video with your loved ones. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you. Goodbye.